Hello students, welcome to e-learning session. Today we will complete muscular system part 2. Let's start. Students, there are more than 600 muscles in the human body. Now these muscles, they are present to do bodily actions. Some do bodily actions, movements. Some cannot. They are not able to do bodily movements. So total number of muscles are 600. These muscles, they together almost occupy near about 40% weight of the healthy adult human body. Means in our body they occupy near about 40% of the weight. Our face, it is having near about 30 muscles. Eyes, mouth, nose, all these parts are encircled by small muscles. Then our expressions like happiness, sadness, fear, all these are expressed by the movements of these muscles of the face. Okay students, understood clearly? Are the muscles of the different organs in our body identical? No. There are 600 muscles in our body. So the muscles of different organs of our body, they are different in their structures. Now as there are 600 muscles, they perform various functions. So on the basis of functions, muscles are of two types. First type of muscles are called as voluntary muscles and second type of muscles are called as involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles means what? The muscles which are attached to the bones of our hands. So then legs. So these muscles, they are used in different actions. Okay, they are used in different actions. For example, see, I am writing. So if I want to draw a line, I can draw. If I want to stop it, I can stop it. So how this happens? Here muscles, they work according to my will. If I want to do work, the hands will do movements. If we want to walk, our legs starts walking. So these muscles work or they functions, and these functions depends on our will. So what type of functions muscles do? Walking, then writing, as I am writing. Then we will include also eating. So these functions, they depend on our will. So such muscles are called as voluntary muscles. Understood? So muscles of our arms and legs. Don't forget, muscles of our arms and legs are voluntary muscles. So voluntary muscles means muscles that their functions depends on our will. So they perform functions according to our will. Such muscles are called as voluntary muscles. Muscles of arms and legs are examples of voluntary muscles. Understood now? See, these are the muscles of arm. Here we can see clearly biceps and triceps of the arm. So these muscles, they are attached to the bones and they perform the functions according to our will. So these are the functions, these are the muscles of legs. Understood? So see, while that walking, see the muscles of calf, how they come in actions. Involuntary muscles means what? Various processes like breathing, blood circulation, digestion are the vital functions, and they are essential for life, and they go on continuously. Breathing and blood circulation, this process goes on continuously, so they do not depend on our will. Functions of organs like the stomach, intestine, heart are carried out in their own fixed manner by involuntary muscles. So how it happens, we'll understand once again. Involuntary muscles. Now these muscles, now which muscles? Muscles of stomach, then heart, then lungs. Now here, this heart it pumps blood to all parts of body. Muscles of this heart, they are capable to contract and relax. So as they are capable to contract and relax, the muscles of heart, they are capable to contract and relax. So due to this contraction and relaxation, pumping of action of the heart takes place, means heart pumps blood to all parts of the body. So this pumping action takes place due to contraction and relaxation of muscles. So this is lungs. These are the two lungs. Now these are the muscles. Now this is a diaphragm. It is also muscular wall. So when it moves downside, the pressure on the lungs get decreased and these muscles of the lungs expand. As a result, the air gets filled inside that lungs. And when this diaphragm moves upward, the muscles get contract and the air goes outside. So this action of breathing goes on continuously because of expansion and contraction of muscles of the lungs. Hence, these muscles are called as involuntary muscles. Now, one question is for you. Which organs have voluntary muscles and which organs have involuntary muscles? Now, from the explanation that I gave you, you can classify the organs on the basis of involuntary muscles and voluntary muscles. Now, types of muscles. We'll start understanding the types of muscles. Muscles are again classified into three categories. First one, muscles that are attached to the different bones. They are called as skeletal muscles. So, examples of such muscles are the muscles of arms and legs. You can see here the pic of that muscles. Okay, so their movements are voluntary. They are also responsible for holding the bones of the skeleton together and giving shape to our body. If you see carefully, these muscles have dark color alternate bands. Understood? So they are attached to the bones and they do work according to our will. Now, cardiac muscles. These muscles, they bring about contraction and relaxation of the heart. These muscles are involuntary muscles and they can cause the pumping of the blood. So they help the heart to pump the blood to all parts of the body. So cardiac muscle cause our heart and contract continuously at a rate of, so they can contract and relax near about 70 times per minute. We can see the nucleus of the cells which makes these muscles. Understood? So observation is also needed. These are the muscles. They are present in the internal organs other than hearts. They are present in the stomach, means the muscles of the stomach are made up of smooth muscles. So the muscles of intestine, blood vessels, uterus are made up of smooth muscles. So their movements are involuntary and slow. So various vital functions are carried out in our body with the help of these muscles. For example, muscles of the stomach, they do mechanical actions. So this is also done with the help of smooth muscles. Here we'll understand how muscles perform their functions. So muscles of our body, they works in groups. So when some muscles contract, other muscles of the same group, they relax. So in this way, the muscles help in the proper performance of various functions of our body. So they work in coordination with each other. Now see the muscles of the arm. The muscles of the on the front of the bone in our upper arm is called as biceps, while the muscles at the back is called as triceps. Now these are the muscles that are present in our body. So we can see chest muscles, we can see biceps, abdominal muscles, flexors, deltoid, quadriceps means muscles of legs, then flexors, that is muscles of downside, that part is called as calf, and upside, that is arm, forearm. So the flexors are present in the hand at forearm and in the leg at calf. Understood? What would happen if, number 1, the cardiac muscles do not move? When the cardiac muscles do not move, then pumping action of the heart will not take place and the blood will not get circulate to all parts of the body. So as a result, oxygen will not get supplied to the cells and the energy will not get formed. And second question, food enters the stomach and the stomach muscles do not move. Then digestion means in the stomach the muscles contract and relax and churning process takes place. So this mechanical action will not take place and digestion will remain incomplete. Some other information about muscles. Muscles of our body are strong, they are capable to perform functions, hence they are efficient. So our diet must, so to keep them efficient, we must include proteins and carbohydrates in sufficient quantity. For what purpose? For proper growth and to repair wear and tear of muscles. We must do regularly exercise. So this exercise will make the muscles strong. So while sitting also we have to take care. We have to sit properly with a straight back and not with the hunched or bent back. Otherwise what will happen? Changes occur in the structure of our vertebrae and muscles in the shoulder and back, so they begin to hurt. Here disorders of the vertebrate column may also arise, that is backache will arise. So during exercise, movements of the heart muscles become more rapid. During exercise, the energy requirement becomes higher, so our breathing rate also goes higher, and that's why the pumping action, that is the heart muscles, the movement of heart muscles become rapid. Understood? So in order to keep our muscles efficient, we have to supply proper nutrients. Our diet should include proper proportion of proteins also and proper proportion of carbohydrates. So this will help to maintain the healthy status of our muscles. The study of muscles is called as myology. Contraction is the basic property of muscles, and the largest muscles of our body is in the thigh and the smallest muscle is attached to the bone in the ear. This muscle is called as steps. Here we are finishing today's part. We'll meet in next session. Till then, bye.